Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today we're going to be talking about Conjuring the Devil. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for sending me this copy to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. Conjuring the Devil is a 2020 film which runs approximately 114 minutes and is also known as Demon Nun. Now, this is directed by Max Dementor. That's a cool name. He was responsible for Shapeshifter and Lifeform. Now, Lifeform is also a Wild Eye movie. I haven't seen it, but I know my buddy Brad has, and I believe he liked it if I remember correctly. Now, this stars April Love as Sarah. She was in Z Dead End, and this is a great one. Toilet Zombie Baby Strikes Back. Gotta see that one. This also stars Johnny Stevenson as the detective. He was in Bloodthirsty, Bridge of the Doomed, and Fang. And Maria de Jesus Castellan as Lydia. She was in My Last Best Friend, Killing Day, and Second Chance. Now, this had a budget of $250,000, and this one has a fairly interesting story, in my opinion. Okay, what you have is a priest who is very close with his congregation, and his congregation is also very close with each other. And they're kind of like, they're not misfits, but they're all quote unquote sinners. One is transitioning from a man to a woman. There's a couple lesbians. Lady who had several abortions, so on and so forth. So they get a new priest, or as they call him, Monsignor, and he is not happy with the way things are going with the congregation. First of all, he wants to make it bigger and better, and he's also not happy with the priest's response to the sinners in the congregation. So what he decides to do, he is given a whip that was used by an ancient nun in the Inquisition. Now, this nun whipped and punished sinners until she was burned at the stake for committing sins that she was trying to rid, if you understand my meaning. So this guy is given a whip, and what he does is he stands outside of the sinner's house from the congregation and hits himself with the whip and aims it towards the house, which unleashes the nun. She goes inside and sort of kills the sinners by way of their sins. And I'm going to kind of leave it there. Now, I thought this was a really cool story. I do have some pros and cons. Let's get the cons over with first. My first con was the acting. You had a kind of a split. Most of the main characters did okay. I wasn't real happy with the performance of the bad guy priest, but I mean, he was okay. Some of the lesser characters weren't very good, but it's also low budget, so you kind of take that with a grain of salt. My next con is the visual effects, but again, this is a low budget film. $250,000 is not a lot of money to make a movie. Granted, it was a little ambitious for what they were doing, but some of the effects were kind of wonky. Again, forgivable because it's a low budget film. Now let's get into the pros. I thought the design of the nun was really cool. Her character was impressive, I thought. Overall, I really enjoyed the backstory, and I enjoyed the fact that while the priest was just standing there whipping the air, he kind of, set this nun in to kill these people and get rid of them using their own sins. So I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing I really enjoyed was the pacing. I thought the pacing was really good in this. Now it could have been shortened by about 10 minutes and I don't think it would have mattered much, but all in all, this is a pretty good film. I kind of enjoyed it. This has to be your sort of thing if you're not into devil movies or demon movies or stuff like that. You probably wouldn't like this, but I actually enjoyed this. I thought in the beginning it was going to be a preachy sort of film where they were going to go by everything that's wrong with society today, but they kind of worked it in and it wasn't bad the way they did it. I sure as hell wish Black Christmas, the last Black Christmas, would have taken some notes, because this is how you talk about the things that are going on in society without shoving it down somebody's throat. So I'll give it props for that. And another special thank you to Wild Eye for sending me this copy. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.